Hey guys, it's Ashley. So I'm going to talk about today what it's like every day in my business and what I do day to day as a Beachbody coach. So I say my business specifically just because we on Team Supercharged and really in the whole Beachbody coaching network, everyone is so different and everyone has their own styles and what works for them and what fits into their life and their family life and their schedule. And that's the really cool thing about Beachbody coaching is that it's not this one way that things are done. There are suggested things that have been passed down from really successful coaches and corporate that they know works. And most of us do implement those things, which are called vital behaviors, which you guys will learn a lot more about, into our business daily. But the time that we spend, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you're not putting, if you can't put a ton of time into something, it doesn't always mean that it's not quality time. It just may mean that the time that you do have to spend needs to be time well spent, basically. So, and I'll give you an example. So I am now a full-time Beachbody coach. This is what I do for a living. And I've been a coach for almost 2 years, but I've only been a full-time coach for about 5 months. So for those other months that I was a coach, I was also working as a full-time hairstylist in a busy salon. I worked 3 days a week, sometimes four, and I would work long hours. I worked 10 to 12-hour days, and I'm also a mom. I have a toddler, a 2-year-old son, and so I'm very busy. I don't have a ton of me time, a ton of downtime. So when I was working also on top of building my Beachbody business, I had to kind of take those little spurts of time that I did have to work on my business. So what I would do was in between a client, if I had a break, my lunch break, or at night when I'm kind of settling down for the night, my son was in bed, and I laid down for the night, I was working on my business. I'm checking in with my coaches, my clients, my challengers, and I'm reaching out to new people. I'm making connections. I'm finding new fresh faces and making sure that everything is in order. And sometimes that only meant 10 minutes in those little spurts of time. So I would say I was probably working about an hour a day, but it wasn't necessarily a consistent sit-down hour that I personally had. On my days off, it was a little bit different. I could spend that time when my son was down for a nap to do that consistent hour, and that's what worked for me. And I was able to build my business to a full-time income. I was able to replace my salon income with my Beachbody business. So now that I'm a full-time coach, I do a little bit more. But again, that's what works for me. And my schedule, it's not like I sit down at my dining room table or my desk or my couch or wherever. And the nice thing is you can work from wherever. It's not that I sit there from 9 to 5 every single day. I am so not that person. I could never be that person, and that's why I am doing this, because I don't like a schedule. I like to set my own schedule and make the time that fits for me and my family's life. So my husband works during the day, so I like to get a lot of my work done during the day so that at night we can have that quality family time and sit down and watch a movie or just spend time together. So the way that I work my day is that usually before I even get out of bed, right from my phone, I post in my challenge groups every single morning. I check in with my challengers, I see how they're doing, send them a quick message, check in with any training groups that I'm running, and I get that right out of the way so that I don't forget. It's done nice and early. And then because my son is not fully independent, he's only 2.5, I have my mommy duties. So we spend time together. And I may check some messages if he's watching a show or preoccupied, but for the most part, I like to take that time to kind of unplug for myself and just enjoy my time with him. So what I do is, again, once he goes down for a nap, usually in the afternoon, from like 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock, I spend those 2 hours of really putting in the time with my business. So I will sit down and I will do those vital behaviors, and I'll send out invites to my next challenge group, to a coaching opportunity. I'll make connections. I'll check in with my coaches, make sure nothing is urgent, make sure their businesses are all set, and that they need any help. I will do training videos. Anything basically that I have on my to-do list, that's my 2 hours that I get that stuff done, because that's what works for me. So then once my son wakes up, again, I go and we do, whatever, play, if I have errands to run, go to the grocery store, that's when I do that. I've learned that I like that time to unplug, again, just like in the morning, so I try to set those hours for myself. So, and then again at night, usually before dinner, I'll check back in with people and I'll just answer some more messages, emails, and make sure everything's set for my next day. Sometimes we have team calls or events kind of like this, and those are exceptions. But what I do is I make that fit into my specific day. So everything is different, but the cool thing is that this business is mobile. It's messages, emails, social media. You can do it from your phone, your computer, your tablet, anywhere, and you can take it with you. So if what I do in a day-to-day sounds like too much for you, or something that you can't fit into your schedule right now in what you do for a living, it does not mean that this opportunity is not for you. That's just what specifically works for me. And you may be someone that falls more into the hour a day, finding those spurts of time again throughout your day to make it work for you. So I hope this helped, to give you guys a little bit of insight into what I do as a coach and what some others do as coaches. And we're super excited to see some new, fresh faces on our team for 2016. And hope you guys are loving this event.